any junior designer or someone who is starting their design career path right now, what the perception they have in mind is that, I want to create something that makes user feel wow.
This feels a little familiar, it feels relatable to you. So that adds on a big chunk.
Increasing the customer lifetime value becomes a really big challenge. What were those best practices that you have followed?
One was hike to SMS, second was talk time rewards. So stickers sort of did that for us. So this sort of allowed people to connect with each other and also help people to continue the conversation.
Storytelling from the very close lens. How good you are thinking to go about to tell a story for a particular real estate.
So the storytelling has to drive from consumer value, connect it back to the business value, and do it repeatedly enough for people to have that excitement.
The creative trust and the company's values, right, are different in nature.
The design principle was created because you are aligned with the company values, you are aligned with consumer value, you are aligned with the business values. Technology should not be the first consideration, people should be.
But for design teams to collaborate with all the different teams and making sure that it's get delivered exactly how it was expected is also a hard challenge. Welcome to another episode. Today I'm excited to host Deepak, a seasoned design leader who has shaped product experiences at some of India's most dynamic companies like Hike, Dunzo and Ola. With over a decade of experience, Deepak has built and led design and research teams, driving impact across consumer tech, mobility and communication platforms. Most recently, he served as Director of Design at Hike, spearheading strategic projects that bridge vision and execution. Before that, he was Head of Product Design and User Research at Dunzo, where he guided product growth and user delight in one of India's most loved delivery platforms. His work on features like sticker, hidden modes, and referral program became iconic product moments. In this conversation, we explored the critical gap between creating wow moments and aligning them with business impact, and why newcomers must understand it early. Stories from Hike on tackling users' problems and shaping features with long-term customer lifetime value in mind. The role of storytelling in design leadership and product building, and how it influences everyday decision making. Building creative trust, aligning design philosophy with company vision, and fostering deeper team ownership. And the power of collaboration and co-ownership across cross-functional teams, ensuring the users always has a strong voice at the table. If you are curious about design leadership, storytelling, and balancing user delight with business values, this episode will give you fresh perspectives straight from seasoned design leader. Don't forget to follow and subscribe on your favorite podcasting app and YouTube. Your support helps us bring in more insightful conversation with industry leader to help you grow in your career. Let's dive in and hear from Deepak. Hey Deepak, thanks for joining today. It's a pleasure having you.
Hey Darshan, thanks for having me here. Really excited for this.
If we see your career path so far, right, you have got chance to work with phenomenal consumer techs of India, right? Hike, Dunzo, Ola, and all. I want to understand one important aspect of this all consumer tech, not just related to these three companies, but in general, I am saying. If we see any junior designer or someone who is starting their design career path right now, right? What the perception they have in mind is that, I want to create something that makes user feel, wow, this is so great and all, right? But if we see the top-down hierarchy of business impact, the processes that we run and all, right, which has a big gap in between on the spectrum, right? Eventually, your responsibility becomes is that, you reduce that gap from, let's say, 10 to 8 to 6 to 0, right? How one should think about and take approach on the same?
Got it. Really good question. So some of the experiences that we shipped have made people go like, oh wow, what is it? It came out in the form of retention, came out in the form of active users, daily active users in Hike's context, and many others came in terms of social media virality and so on and so forth at Dunzo. So what led to all these is basically, when I look back, it's three things which makes a person go when they experience an product or a service for that matter go wow. Is one, it really solves their problem. What problem did they hire this particular product or service for?
Yeah.
You need to have a little bit of an understanding of where they're coming from, not just saying let's say I can send messages.
Hmm.
it's not a problem. It's the surface level of things. How can you go deeper than that?
Hmm.
So if it solves the problem, that is one really good start. Second is to have a certain familiarity with the person or people who are using this product.
Hmm.
So when a user is certainly, and if you look at it, when you have used a certain product, it sort of made you smile, is when you felt like this feels a little familiar, it feels relatable to you.
Still surprised, but it's familiar.
Familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that adds on a big chunk.
Hmm.
Third and most important is, which like you said, mostly designers or companies don't focus on a lot or put value on, because it's not directly measurable.
Hmm. Hmm.
It
Hmm.
is to have a personality. It is to have a little bit of charm, and getting that person's intellect engaged,
Hmm.
and take it a little bit of into a journey and put it into an extraordinary thing. Like, for example, something very common, very ordinary that you see every day, if you
Okay.
can just put a spin on it, make it extraordinary, that suddenly becomes a thing. People will be like, oh wow.
Can you
One,
can you give a relatable example where they can apply
yeah,
this thing?
yes. So tipping from Dunzo is one example that I wanted to
Okay.
mention.
Yeah.
So tipping is common, right? It's there in every application, mostly in checkout flow, and you will have those buttons, sort of bubbles, which
Hmm.
will have the numbers written, and will have a very nice message. Hey, your delivery partner has done really good. Why don't you tip him something? It's transactional,
Hmm. Yeah.
and worldwide there is a culture of tipping.
Hmm.
In India, there is none. It is not something that you see everywhere, that you go to a hotel and you tip.
It's very rare.
It's very rare, and it's
Yeah.
almost like in a different class of society where it happens.
Hmm.
And many of these people who use these digital products, they're coming in for the first time, they are experiencing things. What they are trying to do is, I want to save money, and this is one extra money that I'm spending on. There is no
Hmm.
context for
Yeah.
me, it is transactional. So what we did at Dunzo, it was during COVID times, and
Okay.
there was a need for us to really support people who are going out in this uncertain times
Hmm.
and delivering things. They can catch COVID. Their lives are at stake. So
Yeah.
we genuinely believe we needed to do something to
Hmm.
make people tip.
Correct.
And we were brainstorming. I remember very clearly around 2 a.m., 4 a.m. Me and another designer, we were saying all these things, and we were like, no, there is no other way, to do it. And then suddenly it struck that, hey, our mom, dad, grandmom has a thing, right? Remember in childhood, they used to say that people who come and sort of, so we have coconut trees back in Kerala.
Yeah.
So they go and collect the coconuts and come back. So but I remember my grandmom saying, or my mom saying, give him something for the tea,
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
him something for the meal.
Correct.
It is not transactional. It is just
Other way
empathy.
of tipping, let's say.
Yeah, it is not direct. Like, the intent is not tipping. The
Y-
intent is that, hey, this guy has worked so hard.
Correct.
He
Correct.
needs tea. Let me provide that for you, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
emotion really changes. You can logically put it as tipping, but it will not be in the context of, where how a person is
Correct.
going to give it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that stuck at 4 a.m. We both were sitting and we were like, maybe this is what something we can try. And if it connects with enough people, people would tip.
Is it fair to say that all the great ideas comes at 4 a.m. then?
maybe, maybe I think I need to work more, and everybody should work more in 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
there is no distraction, right? You're just
Yeah.
out there brainstorming,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
no inhibitions at that time. There is something about that time. So when we launched it, we did two things. We did not have the technical capabilities, product
Hmm.
bandwidth, design bandwidth to go do this. What we did was, there is a rating screen in that it was written, right? How do you rate this delivery?
Right.
And usually it is like, the delivery is good, delivery was fast, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
What we did was use that bubble from server side. We changed it, the text, added an emoji, which was also has to be compatible with Python library and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And what we did was, we added the tea, biscuit, ice cream, meal, and all of those things, plus an extra button. And we also added, how was the service to you by the delivery partner, as Superman. This person is wonderful.
Hmm.
Thank you so much, and all of those things.
Hmm.
So when the person saw this for the first time, the user felt a sense of, gratitude towards this partner,
They
especially.
start empathizing with the person.
Yeah.
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 And you connect with that person, right? He is
Hmm.
going, risking your life in these uncertain times.
Yeah.
I better do something for him too.
Correct. Correct.
And we were surprised. People were tipping 500 rupees plus. Can you imagine? For
Oh.
a delivery fee, 30 rupees, we still say that, hey, 30 rupees is a lot, but people were going out of the way, tipping more than 500 rupees. I never
Crazy.
expected that. I put that 500 rupees there, but I never expected people to tip.
So we have tried to match their emotions with the transaction, but
Absolutely.
that worked out so well that people were gone beyond our expectation on the same.
Yes.
Hmm.
And there were many friends of mine who came, and there were many people on social media. Still, there might be tweets out there which said that I have never been a tipper. I've never tipped anyone
Hmm.
because it is not me. But when I was using this, I tipped without knowing that I am tipping.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
it may be like 50 rupees, 10 rupees, whatever it is. I
It's
tipped.
conscious. It's conscious, of course. It's not like that I don't even know that I have tipped, right? But
Yes,
it's about that helping you to relate with that particular situation and make you believe that what's in it for you.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there is no friction of thought where, should I tip? What
Yeah.
if the delivery goes wrong? None. So in that way, this has helped forming that, this particular zestiness that we had
Hmm.
paid off. The
Right. Right.
charm, the personality, the relatability, and how the problem was solved. All this
Hmm.
connected well.
Makes sense, Deepak. On the same, I want to go deep into the other aspect of this wow journey, right?
Mm,
Let's stick still to that point. If we see the uh, business lens and assume that what is the proper journey for the customer, so they basically comes from the attraction, marketing, or sales, or whatever the medium can be. They get acquired and they comes to the platform, they retain, right?
mm,
As a business, our job is to make sure that this lifetime value is always increasing,
mm,
right? But which is hard to do in another way also, right? Because we are in the consumer tech, lots of competitors are there, right? And consumers are also get distracted with the other platforms very easily.
mm,
So it's of course easy door in, but it's also easy door out,
mm.
right? So that increasing the customer lifetime value becomes a really big challenge. Help us understand, with your experience so far in the consumer tech, what were those best practices that you have followed, which basically eventually led to increasing the customer lifetime value?
Got it. Great question. So, see, I'll circle back to two, three things, which is you understanding the problem statement really clearly, right? There are two aspects to the problem itself, which is understanding the consumer value
Hmm.
and understanding the business value, and then
Yeah.
connecting them both. Only when this happens, and this happens enough, while we all know India, we are mostly like offer led, right? When
Yeah.
we see a better offer, we go there. But I've also noticed, and maybe it is true across other platforms and products too, is people come back. They
Hmm.
explore, they come back. Like in design, you diverge and converge. That
Yeah.
happens. You converge back to a product that made you feel special,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So that those products must have solved the problem really well for you, efficiently for you.
Hmm. Hmm.
That product must have had something that connected with you.
Hmm.
So, like, we can go back to hike times in 2012,
Yeah, please.
and if you remember, the world was very different back then.
Yeah.
We had 2G. Can you imagine the speeds of 2G now?
Yeah.
We
Was
had
also very costly that time,
It was
even
very
2G.
expensive, very expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had data packs that was expensive. We had calling packs that was expensive.
Hmm.
And most fun part is SMSs. We used to converse through SMSs a lot, right?
Yes.
One SMS most likely would have costed you 1 rupees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine nowadays we just sending messages back and forth. Let's assume you were spending 100 SMS back and forth. 100 rupees down. And and in 2012 the 100 rupees was not like the 100 rupees now. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
very valuable. So most people did not have access. People
Hmm.
wanted to express themselves, they wanted to be connected, but the data packs was very expensive. 2G very expensive. And Now everybody has smartphone.
Hmm.
Smartphone has capabilities
Yeah.
like a computer.
Hmm.
But in 2012, many people could afford what we can say as, a mid budget sort of a smartphone.
Smartphone. Yeah. Yeah.
We will not even consider that as feature phone now. It was so bad. The RAM was
Correct.
not there, memory was not there, storage was not there. So you could only do so much. And it
Hmm.
was still expensive to afford a smartphone that in a family, 2 or 3 people shared the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does
True.
it mean? Privacy is compromised. Privacy,
Yeah.
you have access to other people's apps. And that's the only way where we could do it, right?
Correct.
Like more earlier times, we shared desktops like that. So
Hmm.
things were sort of shared. So privacy at stake. Data packs are expensive. 2G speeds are very slow.
Yeah.
And you had the need to express what kept people coming back to Hike and using it a lot, and what is making people, even after Hike is not
Hmm.
there anymore, say
Hmm.
that, no, I missed that. It's
Yeah.
because we understood this very deeply, that you are coming from a privacy angle, you are coming from an angle of, being having that innate human need to connect,
Hmm.
social connect, curiosity, romance, food. These are all like so basic needs that people have. They
Yeah.
are coming from that. And how can we go solve it? Hike solved it through multiple products.
Okay.
One was Hike to SMS, and second was TTR. These solve for the connectivity data pack thing. Hike to
What was the second one?
TTR, talk time rewards. And at that
Oh.
time, this was sort of revolutionary. As of what I
Okay.
remember, this was the only product that did it. And before joining Hike, I was also a user of that.
Okay.
So TTR, what it did was, today it might be very common. I refer you, I get 25 rupees. You get 25 rupees. Simple.
Simple. Okay.
Okay. And what did it do? 25 rupees gave you access to data pack, and you
Hmm.
can buy it right from Hike.
Okay. So the
Connectivity sort of problem is solved.
solved. Yeah. Yeah. True.
And now the problem is, you are on Hike, your friend is not on Hike, he doesn't have access to, like, a smartphone or a budget smartphone. You still needed to message him.
Hmm.
How will you do it? Hike to SMS. You can send
Yeah.
SMS to feature phones from Hike. The bubble used to be a very different one color, and it used to go there, and they can sort of send a text message and it'll come to Hike. I think people used to send stickers also like that, and it used to
Yes.
go as a link
I think
to the other
sticker
phone.
was the most rewarded feature, I would say, of the Hike, right?
Yeah. So that these needs, one, so we spoke about how connectivity got solved, right?
Hmm.
Now, how did the privacy get solved?
Hmm.
So privacy gets solved. So usually when you are in that young age, you want to talk to your friends, and you would want to talk about many topics, and you would not want to share it with other people, right?
Yeah.
Very basic need. You might also want to have a conversation with your girlfriend.
Hmm.
You don't want that to be seen by other people.
Others, yes, yes.
So we had a feature called hidden mode.
Okay.
It was insane. Like, it was during the time when I joined there, or before that it was launched. So hidden mode, what it did was, you have the chat,
Correct.
right? You can tap on any chat, ask it to hide. A pop-up will come, you can say hide. You can put a passcode or a pattern,
Hmm.
hide it. The brilliant part was not this. The brilliant part was, since your phone was shared, your family might come to you and say that,
Give me this access.
give me this access. I know you are hiding a person's chat. I know it for sure.
Yeah.
You confront it. The social structure was very different back then.
Yeah.
So, people probably they will be protective of their kids and so on and so forth. And, they will come and ask. Now, if you enter the wrong password, what will usually happen? It will say it is wrong password.
Hmm. Hmm.
What did Hike do? It did not say anything. It just gave the happy state. So even if you had a chat hidden or not, it landed back on the home screen with no error, which says that, now the kid can just say, hey, I swiped the pattern, this is my pattern, and
Hmm.
I don't have anything to hide, so nothing showed up.
Okay.
It was brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah.
And when you want it, you can enter the right
Right
passcode.
one. So you basically
You
go into it.
go into it, that's it. And when you just, and even if you have it, you don't have to go do all of those things. You can just close the app, come back. Your app is always hidden. The chats are always hidden in the app.
Interesting. Interesting.
So the privacy, this is
Hmm.
the large problem. Privacy was solved
Hmm.
like this,
On a shared device.
on a shared device, in
Yeah.
that family structure, in this way.
Got it. Got it.
And one more thing that is left is, people had a need to express and connect,
Okay.
right? So how is it that we can express through text messages?
Hmm.
Like I can say hi to you, and you can just say hi back, but
Yeah.
our conversation is not interesting.
Hmm.
And mostly, we Indians sort of like, I probably, what I understand is we are not very good with words, or the words we need to be very articulate about, or we need to be
Yeah.
really funny, we need to be the wordsmith to
Yeah.
get the text to work, right?
Hmm.
And India is a mobile first country, so
Hmm.
we are all coming online through
On
mobile.
mobile only.
On
Yeah.
mobile, we have never experienced the Yahoo Messenger world, we've never experienced anything on desktop, we
Correct.
directly came to mobile. So these patterns and all are
We
scary
have moved
too.
from mobile to desktop, but Westerns have moved from desktop to
Desktop to mobile.
mobile. So yeah,
Yeah, so we
makes
started
sense.
off there.
Yeah.
So how do you have this conversation? You send someone this message, you don't have anything,
Hmm.
it directly impacts the business, right?
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
not coming, people are not engaging, that's a problem.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
stickers sort of did that for us, where we had a couple of sticker packs. Two of them I really remember and I've used is that cat and a dog sort of a pack.
Right.
One was called Smiley and other was called Snuggles. And
Hmm.
these had the really good context, like the hi with an expression of the dog. When somebody sends it to you, you're instantly happy.
Happy.
I
Yeah.
know what is the mood of the other person, in what sense he is sending. So this sort of allowed people to connect with each other and also help people to continue the conversation.
And also express themselves better than just text.
Yes. Express themselves more than text. Like we are very emotional beings,
Emotional.
irrational beings, right? That
Yeah.
can really come back. And back then there was no GIFs.
Yeah. Correct.
There was
Yes.
no GIFs. And we had animated stickers. That was like revolutionary at that time.
Yeah.
We had static stickers, and then we introduced animated stickers that just went,
Hmm.
crazy. So this way we also sort of could connect people to allow people to connect really well.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And when you do all these things for people, connect and solve multiple of their problems in one product,
Hmm.
even if another product comes in, you might go there for some time, but you're
But you
bound to
eventually
come
come back.
back
Yeah. Yeah.
because that familiarity is there, problem is solved, and there is that personality. You are able to express your personality.
Is it fair to say that everything that you have built so far to cater to users' needs, right? If that goes well with their expectations, they will definitely go to check out other competitors, right? But they will come back here because their mindset was aligned with this all offerings.
Yeah.
Interesting, Deepak. Uh, if we overall see the uh, experience part of any digital product, right? There are a couple of aspects which we can break down as an experience, as in the information that we need to communicate to the user, storytelling, intuitiveness, interactions, asking user to do what we want them to do,
Hmm.
and lots of other things, right? uh, I want to touch upon the storytelling part here because all the consumer text that you have worked on so far, right, were kind of first of its kind, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
You have started with something which is unique in nature, right? Which requires a story to tell first, and then eventually you basically build on top. Uh, if we see storytelling from the very close lens, right, which requires to understand first is that how good you are thinking to go about to tell a story for a particular real estate and how often you are going to do that.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it will be over communicated to the user. Is there any framework or processes that you have followed to set the right practices for the same?
If I think about, the storytelling aspects of both products, I had a very wonderful storytelling sort of a capability in all these products that we were launching, and so did Dunzo. It was not probably, storytelling first that came to our minds. Like, hey, we need to tell a story, and then we went about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was mostly coming backwards of again consumer value that we was delivering and business value that we were delivering,
Hmm.
and then focusing deeply on the story that builds from there. So
Okay,
the story continues to build from the consumer value and business value. One example that comes to my mind is
please.
Dunzo Daily launch.
Yeah.
Okay, so me being a designer, uh, a launch sort of is a very complex sort of a thing, right? It's mostly a responsibility that falls on operations or product.
Hmm.
So I, sort of, asked, like, can I take this responsibility in, because it's a new realm of things. Can I do it? And everybody was very happy and supportive for that. Now that gave me an understanding of a product is built with hype,
Hmm.
and it can have a certain emotion that is established through the launch itself.
Right.
So I had to write down a story, which is basically I wanted to make sure that I'm getting into this venture and going to make it successful, because there is product involved, there is design involved, there is operations
Operations.
involved, and we had to launch it in multiple geos. And Dunzo Daily, or daily, the quick commerce, the early quick commerce, was not done before, and I don't know how people will react and
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah.
So the story sort of began like this: 3 days before the launch,
Hmm.
we will send out emailers, pop-ups, and some banners to people saying something is going to come to Dunzo.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. And one day before, we will remind them saying that
It is coming.
tomorrow, 7 a.m., we put a time on that too. Tomorrow
Yeah.
at 7 a.m., we are going to open Dunzo Daily. You
Hmm.
will get your favorite groceries very quickly,
Hmm.
under 19 minutes. 19 minutes was back then a good thing.
Yeah.
And we were promising them there are amazing offers that comes this way.
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm.
if you look at the story, right, it's very easy said and done. Now,
Hmm.
to make this happen, I had to ensure the store opened at 7 a.m. It was my responsibility.
Correct.
I had to ensure, I can't just say I will give you good offers. The good offers affects your P&L. So I needed to
Yeah.
understand how this entire thing works. And we
Hmm.
worked with product managers to ensure, product managers and the marketing team and everyone, to ensure that the budget was
Aligned for that
aligned for that
campaign. Yeah.
campaign.
Hmm.
And I had to ensure all the aspects of design touch points,
Hmm.
and there were many. Like, we just checked, how many emailers are there. Like, you are already having an app, why are you sending emails?
Yeah.
But that did have some conversions,
Yeah.
and our pop-ups did have higher conversions because something was eagerly happening.
Hmm.
So this sort of storytelling helped us align business and customer value and build a pre-hype for the entire launch.
Hmm.
What was the result of this? So we had a experimental sort of store in HSR layout.
Right.
So every store or a dark store has a peak capacity,
Hmm.
because square feet and the capacity and so on and so forth. We were experimenting with it. We never hit the peak capacity in HSR store. We launched first on Indranagar.
Hmm.
So we launched geo by geo, so that we can contain
Correct.
any
Correct.
things that we need to take care of.
Hmm.
So when we launched on Indranagar store, we hit the peak capacity. Can you imagine in what time frame? So we were running the HSR store for around 6 months,
Right.
6-7 months. The Indranagar store, when we launched, what would be the time you expect that we would have hit the peak capacity?
Maybe within a month.
3 days.
My God.
Because all people were excited, and inside we were all having that pessimistic lens, saying that no, Indranagar has a favoritism towards Dunzo,
Hmm. Hmm.
so that might be the reason. We launched it in other geos.
Right.
Everywhere we hit between 3 to 7 days, even in the worst geos, almost the peak capacity during that time,
Just within a week.
just within a week.
Crazy.
And what it helped was not just the storytelling that happened with this pre-hype, and this pre-hype continued. Every geo we launched, the playbook was played. So this became the playbook, and we
My
just
God.
replicated in all the geos.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And what we also had to go about and do is post delivery experience.
Hmm.
So we had, I think, first time we did Dunzo daily bags. It had some nice graphic on it saying Dunzo daily delivery in 19 minutes and so on and so forth. That was not common. It was almost like a plain bag that we received, right? We
Yeah.
did that. Plus, the phenomenal branding team that we had, they had a postcard made of out of Bangalore context. It was
Okay.
so lovely. It went viral.
Ah.
And people who were receiving it, they are like, oh, what is this? Like, with the
This is
vegetables I'm getting
crazy.
something. This is crazy. They were all shouting it loud. Now it became a thing that every geo people were waiting for this to
Hmm.
happen. That's what allowed for this to snowball.
Yeah, correct,
So
correct.
so the storytelling has to drive from consumer value, connect it back to the business value, and do it repeatedly enough for people to have that excitement, that momentum, if you will,
Hmm. Hmm.
to have this workout.
I think the pretty surprising part for me to understand is that storytelling can also become a framework which can be replicated over time. Because I don't think so this have happened anywhere else for any product.
Hmm. Yeah, that is true. See, there was a need for me at that time where, if I had to align all these teams, I wanted to be a storyteller, and I used to have that Slack channel and emailer sent at each spot to
Hmm.
say that, hey, we are here. These notifications have gone. This has happened. Conversions are good. All of those things to keep the team momentum also going.
Yeah, yeah.
So internally and externally, that needs to work out. The story
Hmm.
needs to play out, and
Makes
luckily it
sense.
did.
Makes sense. Yeah, Deepak, I think you have rightly mentioned about how we can go about to build a first of its kind product experience, which is not just limited to the digital screens that we have, right? It's also beyond that, as you
Hmm.
rightly put out, that there's the emailers, there's the SMS, there are flyers, and so on, right? Which is not just limited to just digital product experience that we see. But for all the companies, interesting consumer tech companies that you got chance to work with, which is Hike, Denzo, Ola, all of them were kind of same in terms of starting something new in the market, right?
Hmm.
Uh, if we see things from the different perspective, which requires a good amount of creativity. And beyond that, I would say it requires a good amount of creative trust in the team in the first place. Then and only you will be able to churn out the right work, which eventually makes the move for the next thing, right? But this creative trust and the company's values, right, are different in nature. Because yahan pe you have a freedom, there you have a numbers to meet.
Hmm.
Help us understand how one can go about in a workflow and make sure that we are not compromising our company values, but yet we are standing out in the market and delivering the experience that we require to.
Again, thanks for this question. This is wonderful. Um, so when you look at, how can you consistently deliver a creative output, not just something that builds on the business value, consumer value, but outdo them. What comes to my mind is, like how you rightly put the creative freedom or the creative sort of space that space needs to be created.
Hmm.
So when I look back, what I understand is the space gets created when you are aligned with the company. So company has its values,
Right.
and many companies, when they reach a certain stage, maybe they will have it codified, saying like, at Hike we had Hike codes. It was 10 codes that sort of was testaments to us that we need to act like this, be like this, and that sort of makes things very clear when you are a large group of people, that how do we align among ourselves at a very higher level, at
Right.
principle philosophical sort of a level. And if you work back from that, if you're aligned to that, automatically you know what you're building for.
Hmm.
Automatically you know who you're building for and what is the taste like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this will help you arrive at design philosophies.
Okay.
So that codifies into design principles.
Hmm.
Now, this principles is something that you need to evangelize.
Yeah.
If you do that, now it automatically connects, right? The design principles is not created in isolation. The
Hmm.
design principle was created because you're aligned with the the company values.
Hmm.
You're aligned with consumer value that you need to provide.
Hmm.
You are aligned with the business values that you need to provide. You're very clear at a very high level, and you're adding what filter through which the product needs to go or the product experience needs to go.
Correct.
So at Hike, understanding all these things, we had three sort of a design principle, which is remove friction, which
Hmm.
is basically removing, because people were coming from nothing to mobile and experience such rich experiences, they were mobile first.
Yeah.
It, so in US, maybe there were a lot of design patterns that existed that was obvious because it was mostly like, you have seen it in desktop and, see in mobile, you can use it. But India, everything is new. You're learning a new paradigm altogether. So
Yeah.
whatever helped, even making, so one example could be subtext and text and copies, right? We consistently say even now that, we need to reduce copies and so on and so forth. But when you look back at the problem, it is because people are not able to read or connect to so many things. It's overwhelming. How can you reduce the friction for them to understand what context they are in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Second is, how do you navigate across the app? Like, may you can create multiple tabs, you can create multiple sort of components, make them really good. If the person doesn't understand where to go and find something to order, or a person need to understand where to find my friends, then it's a lost cause.
Yeah. Yeah.
So removing friction comes from that.
Got it.
The second comes in as letting people be themselves.
Okay.
The examples that I said, hidden mode, safe space, you can be yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stickers allowed you to be yourself because you could download a sticker pack that connected with your personality. So when a certain kind of sticker pack comes from you, or a sticker comes from you, Darshan,
Yeah.
I immediately know, hey, Darshan is this. Even in a group chat,
Correct.
this particular sticker and this particular, comment, only Darshan will make.
Correct. Correct.
It becomes your personality, digital sort of a personality, if you will.
Hmm.
The third, which we were very actively always debating on, is Hike should wrap around people and not the other way around.
Okay.
Other way to put it is, technology should not
Should
be the
adapt.
first consideration, people should be.
Correct. Correct.
You should not do something because there is a new technology available and put it to people saying that, hey, come use it.
It was never been a user's error.
Exactly. There's no need. I'm not able to connect. There is nothing that I have to do with it. Plus, it is very complicated for me to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these were the principles that we followed. And these principles we followed in design team. It was evangelized, and every product sort of a launch, or major ones at least, like Hike 5.0 was the major launch that we had.
Correct.
And it all had the storytelling component that we were talking about, where everything came from these design principles. So when we had designed the entire thing, we took, like, one interesting story, if we have time for it, is we took off from the office,
Yeah.
took some space outside, and we spent 2 weeks to build the entire design system
Okay.
and the products,
Hmm.
and came back. And people were surprised, how are you able to do it? Because we were very clear on the principles. We were very clear on what we want to do. When you have clarity, you have speed.
Yeah.
When you have speed, you can execute so much more well. And you can do that with more number of people
Yeah. In a very less time.
in very less time.
True.
Right? So once that came in, we told the story based on principles like, hey, the design system allows you to do this, that, and the personality bit. We had something called app themes. The design system was so robust, it allowed for us to ship something. I think probably it is not available even now in any app, called app themes.
Okay.
So
How does that work?
app themes was extension of your personality. So if you open your Hike, on the nav bar on top, there is that blue strip sort of a thing, right? When you tap on it, suddenly your chats just moves down, revealing
Okay.
themes. Like, it was like circles, like hot pink, green leaf, zen mode, black mode. You can just swipe through it and select. Now when you select it, the background changes. Okay, now the
So
back
while changing, you understand how the theme is going to behave.
yes. And when you click on it, it just goes back. The chats
Right.
just goes back, everything reset. Now you see every tiny detail is a reflection of your personality.
Correct.
If hot pink is your personality, your chat bubble will be hot pink, your background default will be hot pink, different shades of hot pink, though it's not overwhelming. You will have every element reflective of this.
Right. Right.
This was, like, I have seen even after 1 year, when a new user comes in, when he just accidentally taps on that, they are like, what is this? You can't imagine. Like, if I had a prototype, I would have loved to show you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that sort of led to building something like this,
Hmm.
which was not possible if we did not have the principles that we were
Set
talking
principles,
about.
yeah.
And nobody would have allowed us to ship that. I could just go and say that, hey, team, we have built something amazing from the design team. You can tap on it, you can change colors. This would be the conversation. But now the conversation is very different. Hey, we want to wrap Hike around our users. We want to make people feel themselves, and we want to remove friction.
Right.
By the way, we have this thing called app themes now that we have jumped into, which allows people to express their personality.
And which also aligns this business values.
This particular business value, the principles
Yeah.
needs to be derived from the company and customer and business values.
Right.
So this is one example to that. Similarly, we had at Dunzo, which is to be slick, because Dunzo was all about speed.
Yeah.
To be real, which is another way of saying relatable. Real is like, deriving things from reality and then putting in. And be zesty. Zesty is like put something above and beyond, something playful. And Dunzo was known for that, right? That branding team had created such a great sort of a personality for Dunzo.
Yeah.
It was that. And this reflected in most of our products too. Track order, post order experience for that matter.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really phenomenal that time. Great. Great, Deepak. So let's jump in a little bit into the execution of your role, right? I would say uh, for companies like Hike, Dunzo, or Ola, it's obvious that there are multi-functional teams working on to deliver the final experience to the users, customers, or so on. But for design teams to collaborate with all the different teams and making sure that it's get delivered exactly how it was expected is also a hard challenge, right? And for you, of course, being a design head, you need to set up a couple of processes which ensures that is happening seamlessly. But if we go a little bit top on that layer and another layer on top, right, which requires to set up the right principles, which basically makes those processes in a way that the team works seamlessly. Help us understand which were those principles that you have set up for the processes and eventually for the team.
Got it. So the principle was not different to what the experiences that were shipped, because that principle sort of, it's an experience, right? Where you are a process is also an experience.
Yeah.
If you look at
Yeah.
it. So we built the process like a product too.
Correct.
We wanted it to be efficient. We wanted it to be, very real and rooted, and we wanted to have some playfulness. So back when I joined Dunzo, there was no design team as such. So there was a very little team that was led by product. There was no sort of a design sort of thing. Design was a function, and that was a problem statement that was posed to me as well. So when I joined, what I noticed is, everybody was saying design is not ready, this quality is not being met, and all of those things. And when I looked at it, are designers talented? Yes, they are talented.
Yeah.
Are product team talented? Yes, they are. Are engineers talented? Yes. Are they good humans? Yes, all of them are. So now where is the problem? It is just that, they are not able to communicate in the same language. That language needs to be developed. So once the team was all formed, the first thing that I did was, build this principle and started evangelizing in all the things. The principles needs to be a day-to-day thing. So whenever we build a design, we question product. Hey, is it slick? And people are like, what is slick? We're like, hey, the design principle. Is it slick? We need to be efficient.
Yeah.
Our user needs to experience it very quick. This is not an app where, we want to retain the user for a long time. This is an app where user comes, gets his thing, and goes.
Right.
It's quick. So are we being quick here or adding more steps and patterns, which is new for people to learn? This led to a very constructive conversation between product and a design.
Because now you have set the standard for the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And the product team also resonates. And they will start questioning designers back. Hey, you have designed this, but is it really friction free? Is it really efficient?
Correct.
Then the design was all like, oh, yeah, you're right. Probably we are deviating. This conversation is not something forced. It is by nature. So it all starts, what do you have in control, right? you have your team in control, the design team, and it's all different people. Once they are aligned, then we all collectively make that control, that hey, we decide to build really good experiences, these are the principles that we follow, and we need to ensure other people also knows. So this is not me going and telling other people that hey, these are the principles. These people in these forums go and talk about it this way, and I definitely support them. So the PRD also, we had requests on, we have these things in our mind, can you also put some of these sections in the PRD so it is understandable for us? The consumer values, the business values, the context is important. Otherwise, you cannot build these things. Had I not had the context of COVID, how people are putting their lives out there, I would have also put a bubble and it was done. For me, the usability is good. Everything is friction free. Done. Context matters. So
from job to be done, it's working model.
it is working model.
Yeah.
So if you want to do more than that, if you really want to do something special, you have to start from the inputs.
Right.
And PRD was one where we worked on with product team, and they were very generous to take in that feedbacks. Very good people, and incorporated some of the things. It was not they were very happy to explain it in this fashion. So we stuck to our way of things, which is good. We ensured that we are aligned. It's a good way, and our Figma files were aligned to that. It had pages defined, and it has to be replicated and used in all the products. So we had user research input added to that. We had product PRD key components and metrics that we are tracking added to Figma. All of this was a page where we know why we are designing this particular feature.
Yeah.
One.
So all the Figma file has a set standard first,
Yeah.
which combines all of these things, and then and only a designer will start working upon it.
Yes. And it surprisingly, it doesn't take many times. It is
course.
very simple.
Yeah.
And missing that will actually take away a lot of time.
Correct.
It's usually like 1 or 2 days. We have all these in frame. You have a very good thought process on what you're going to build. And from there, it's super fast.
Yeah, true.
And now first part is done. Now comes the second part, which is engineering team. Engineering has definitely a big time limitation. So does others, right? We have to build that understanding with engineering team. What is it that you need to ship? What is it that you can't ship? This is one. Second is to understand how all these engineering frameworks and technologies work. So one example, track order or post order experience was possible only because Lottie as a technology existed.
Okay.
Had it not existed, we will not have been able to ship that.
Okay.
So all the animations that you see, the lightweight,
trackable animation, I would say.
Yeah. So it was not possible.
Correct.
Because of the file size and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So when you place an order in Dunzo, you go to the map and then you see the partner and all of those things, those animations.
Earlier we used to do in After Effects and used to put a
GIF
viewport over there on the application and used to do it, right? But with Lottie, I think it's pretty easier now.
Pretty easier and efficient too. Which falls into the principle that we are following. So that brings the conversation, hey, we want to do something efficient. This is the tech that we want. How can you integrate this API in what sprint and how can we ensure? And this is the freedom that we will get by, getting this API integrated. The conversation changes.
True.
And similarly, when you go to have a high bar on quality in design, you go tell this consumer story, the business story. And most often than not, most people are aligned to it. They understand that. It's just an understanding problem. Right. Okay, I got it. So now what we can do is I can ship it 50%. And then these particular areas we might not be because it is not possible in the sprint. But what I will do for you is in the following sprints, we can ship some things.
Correct.
So what was not possible before suddenly became possible. And it is just a matter of fact, a matter of a little bit of time. That you end up shipping it. And you need to have forums made where these discussions needs to happen between product and design and engineering, where these conversations happen in the most constructive way. And mostly the solutions, you'll be surprised, the team will come up with solutions that hey,
rather than conflicts
because everyone wants the same thing.
Correct.
So that's how you can have a very collaborative sort of a environment. And to top it off, we can have OKRs, which is shared between two teams. So one is, a simple one that could be is asset size in the entire app or app size needs to come down. Design team and engineering team need to do it. Previously, maybe it is a goal for engineering team, but when you
Yeah.
combine these two, suddenly APIs and APIs through
The
Lottie
graphics that we use, the logics that we
use makes sense now.
Yeah.
Oh, we should use Lottie.
Because
Now
they do
it might
not,
be right.
of course, engineering team do not have control over what we are going to use on the design side. So it has to go combine.
Combined.
Yeah.
So it works both ways.
Hmm.
So these sort of will help. And once you have that momentum going in, right,
Right.
you would be surprised in a way where, the collaboration automatically improves.
Absolutely. That completely makes sense, Deepak. And for you guys, if you have any questions or query that you think we haven't covered in this conversation and you want to ask to Deepak, let us know in the comment section below, and we will get it answered by Deepak.
Awesome.
So thank you so much, Deepak, for joining today. It was super interesting conversation.
Thank you, Darshan, for having me. I was really interested, and this was very interesting conversation that happened. Thank you so much for bringing me in.
Thank you so much for joining today.
Thank you.
Our main goal with this podcast is to bring insightful conversation to help you grow in your career by inviting leaders who are driving impact at scale. If you find this episode useful, make sure you subscribe because that only helps us to invite incredible guests for the future episodes. And in case you have any suggestions about who we should invite and what all topic we should cover, let us know in the comment section below. We are always listening to make sure we deliver exactly what you are looking for.